kind of get started here, and I just want to say something about the upcoming weeks. In June, I think I'm going to start, we're going to do a couple of things where we work on seeing progress in that area. So we'll do it every week. I haven't quite decided exactly which ones yet, but that's not important for right now. So, but by the end of the month, maybe you can see some progress in a couple of poses. Because I like to do that. But anyway, but that doesn't mean that you have to come, that you can't do it if you're not doing every week. If you only do the first one and the last one, that's fine. I mean, it's still helpful, still beneficial. I'm just gonna try to do some progression on a couple of poses. And then today we are gonna work on sun salutations, which some people would say maybe is like, besides Savasana, is the most important yoga flow. I mean, everybody says everything, right? But if you ever go to a yoga class, it's not like a yin class. You are going to do some sun salutations. So we can work on those some today, and then do some yin at the end again. And I'm just going to sit up here for just a second. I'm going to sit up here while we do our opening little things today. Don't really have an intention necessarily to start the class, but man, this week it's been something else. Confusing, sad. I don't know. I have so many emotions about what's happening in our country and really around the world right now with police violence and racism and just how mean everybody is to each other, and the COVID and the mask and I don't know. It's just been, I feel like all of this is just weighing on me so much today. So we're just going to sit quietly at the beginning of class. What we're going to do, I'm going to light a candle, a candle of peace, and we'll let it burn during the whole class, and then at the end blow it out and blow that peace that we are giving to the world right now, just blow it out into the world. So we're just going to sit quietly. I'm going to try to light this candle with this lighter. There we go. We're just going to come into our easy seat at the beginning. Finding maybe a meditative pose, and just sit here for a few minutes, sending out some love and peace in this world. Finding a minute to meditate and maybe not think about it or contemplate on something, that sending love to someone, or just whatever you feel like you need, and just a few minutes of quiet time today. And I'm sorry I don't have my watch. I'm going to have to use my phone to be a timer for me today, if you are wondering why I keep looking at my phone. So let's just sit, whatever's comfortable to you, on a blanket, whatever makes it more comfortable for you to be able to do. And we're just going to sit here for a few minutes together. You can gently start to open your eyes. And if you're ever doing yoga, especially like a yin class, and you start feeling emotional, it's very common. I cannot tell you, after I was first diagnosed with cancer, how many classes I went to with other people in the room with me and just cried the whole time. Didn't even really know why. That laying in these poses with your mind still can really bring up emotions in your body. So, you know, it is what it is. Just be there and be with it. And man, I wanted to get up and leave class many times for crying and didn't. Maybe it was good, maybe not, who knows, but it just was, right? And so we're going to start with just a couple of seated twists and stretches before we get into our sun salutation. So we're going to have our hands out by our side, and then inhale up, exhale through prayer, hands back out, inhale up, exhale through prayer, inhale up, exhale down, one more, inhale up, exhale to heart center. We're going to take our left hand on our right knee and our right hand behind us for just a small twist. Then maybe you can look over your shoulder. Tall spine. And then inhale back, palms at heart center. Inhale, exhale, right hand on left knee for a small twist the other direction. On the next inhale, bring your hands back to heart center. And now we're gonna, if you have your feet crossed, we're gonna reverse the cross, which can be hard if you undo them both, but you can just take up the one on top and leave the two on bottom. I know if you try to move them both at the same time, it gets really confusing. And then from here, we're just gonna do just some circles, inhaling and exhaling. And then at the other direction. So when you do yoga, you always want to do both sides. If you twist one way, you want to twist the other. If you circle one way, you want to circle the other. We want to try to keep the body balanced. And then on your next inhale, we'll come back to center. And we are going to kind of start now. We're going to learn techniques of sun salutations. So I might come up and back to show you things. It's really kind of hard for me to see exactly what you can see, but we're going to start in a down dog position. So whatever it takes for you to get there, you can go slowly. If you need to stretch out a little bit right here, just get the toes under and push back. Ooh, you might want to bend those knees at first because I'm tight. Just kind of stretch it out. Down dog is a resting pose in yoga, but it's also a strengthening pose. So that may seem counterintuitive, but you can always come to down dog to rest, or this is always an option. Anytime in yoga that you feel like you need to come down, child's pose. Stay in child's pose. Your heart and your head are on the same level. So always remember that child's pose is yours anytime you need it. Now, if you can straighten both legs, if that's possible, and push back. If you need to be on your knees, see if you can bring your hands out and just push back with your hands a little bit. And then from here, we're going to walk slowly up to the front of our mat, and you can bend your knees. From a down position, you can just walk your hands back to your knees. get up and just come to the front of your mat. There's no right or wrong. So just try to get up to the front of your mat. And we'll be standing in Tadasana, which is mountain pose. And this is a very strong pose. You want your whole body engaged, your feet to be, your toes, lift your toes up. I know you probably can't see my toes, but lift them up and then lay them down, spread them. You want to be rooted in the ground and all four corners of your feet to feel grounded. You want to tighten the core a little bit. Roll your thighs in. Or I guess this is really out. I don't know. Stand up tall, hands down. You want to be powerful. This is you're a mountain. You're powerful. Your gaze is forward and not at the ground. Wherever you look, that's where you're going, right? So we're looking straight ahead. We're powerful and we're strong. And then from here, we're going to inhale our hands up. Exhale, fold. If you need to walk down your legs, bend your knees as much as you need to. We'll take a breath. Then inhale. We're going to come to a flat back. So you can rest your hands on your calves, or if you need to come up higher, you can always bend a little bit. Then exhale back down. And from here, you're going to step your right leg back into a lunge. Now, it may take you a minute to get here. You can work it back like this, however. And if you can't be up on with your knee up, you can put it on the ground. And then on your next breath, step the other foot back to down dog. Inhale, you're going to come forward to a plank. Remember, your knees down are always an option. Then you're going to exhale, you're going to put your knees down, your chest and your chin. Slide through to Cobra. So you're going to have your, it's hard to talk like this. Your elbows at your side and your hands spread, just like your feet, powerfully down on the ground beside your breast. Just a little push up, whatever feels good to you. Then you're going to tuck your toes under, push back to down dog, however you can get there. Then on an inhale, you're going to take that right foot and bring it up between your hands. That means you have to use your hand to get you there. That's fine. If you need to be on your knee, you can. This is a spot for a lot of people is right here. I mean, I think all beginners. And then you can just use your hand to get you there if you need to. And the goal is to be kind of on your fingertips and looking forward, but we're just learning. And then we're going to step up and bring our feet together. You can work them up however you need to. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Then inhale, arms up. Into heart center. So that's one side. We have to do the other side just like that. And a series of both legs would be one sun salutation. Because if you do it on one side, you have to do it on the other. So we're going to start back in our mountain pose here. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. It's going to try to get a straight back here. Exhale, fold. This time we're going to step our left leg back into the lunge. Feet down. You can get it back a little. You can heel toe yourself back there. And then on an inhale, we're going to push down with our hands and step our right foot to meet the back and down dog. Remember, this is always a place you can go. Inhale, come forward to plank. Do knees. And then exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, up. Exhale, down dog. We'll take a breath here. Then inhale that left leg up to a lunge. Knees down. If you get it to here, try to work it up to here. If you don't get it all the way up there, that's fine. And then we're going to bring our left foot to meet our other one at the front of the mat and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This is so that your blood, you don't just stand straight out and get a head rush, letting the blood get out of your head. Exhale down. And inhale up and the heart center. So that is a sun salutation. So we're going to work on some of the aspects of the sun salutation today, and then we're going to get to where we can do it. Each step is one breath. I mean, we may or may not get there, but you know, we're going to try. So we worked on mountain pose, right? So let's just stand there, back again. This is a strong pose. We want to be tucked in here, kind of your thighs rolled. I guess this is out. I'm not very good at stuff. Looking up, chin up, shoulder blades down. You're powerful, you're a mountain. Your toes are in the ground, your heels are in the ground. The wind could not ever blow you over here. If you notice you get tired standing here so powerful, it's because you are working your body, you're working your muscles. You're getting stronger just doing this. And now we're going to work on the fold. And being next to a wall or a table for if you have issues getting over, folding over like that can be helpful too, because you can always put your hand on the wall. So it's a good way to start. Or here, like if you feel like you may fall or something, having something around you that you can just even put one fingertip on. So we're standing here in mountain pose, powerful and strong. We're inhaling up and then exhaling, fold. You can bend your knees as deep as you need to, you know, having something you can kind of hold on to if you need it. And then we want to work on straightening our knees, but we don't have to do that today. This is not all for today. I'm just showing you the pose. So wherever you are, you want to be strong and engaged. You still have those mountain feet, but you want to see if you can let the head go. Shake it around left and yes and no. And then maybe work one leg at a time to straightening. Or try to straighten up just a little. Whatever feels good to you. And then the halfway lift. It's where you can put your hands anywhere on your legs. Most people try to put them on their calves, and you can have bent legs or straight legs, but you want to see if you can get your body straight. And I can't see myself, and I hope that I'm straight, but I don't know. Feels like it. Knees can be bent. And then we're going to exhale back to the fold. And now we're going to bend our knees and lift up. Reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. And yoga is a yoga practice. You can never finish it. There's no, this is the end of it, or this is the beginning of it. it's a practice. To be able to come into a forward fold, you're going to need to practice it. You can start out really tight and notice your body. That's not, noticing the progression of poses. So, you're going to have to work. It's practice. You cannot finish it. There is no, I'm done practicing. There's no, I'm perfect. There's no more. There's no, this is the end of it. It's a practice that you can never complete. So we're not trying to be perfect here in any way. And so now we're going to come back down to the ground and get on our knees and work on the lunge, which is people, especially men, have such tight hips. They can be practicing yoga for 10 years and not be able to get that foot up there between those hands. So we're just going to start here and see if we can bring our right leg between our hands. You can be up, you want to be up on your fingertips, so that gives you a little more space to put it. And then see if you can just bring it back down. So if you get it to here, see if you can use that hand to get it up here. And we're just going to do this a couple of times on each side. So this one's a little bit harder for me, but that's okay. And then get it back. And just do this a couple of times on your own. This will be a progression to be able to get you into that lunge. And then we're going to come to our right one when we're up. We'll have our right leg up. See if you can come just a little bit forward. I hope you all can see me. But we're going to see if we can get kind of a split here. So just kind of back and forth. This is really stretching those hip flexors. Try to look up. I know it's hard. And then we're going to bring it back. Do that on the other side. So we're going to try to get our left leg between our hands in one swoop if possible. Come up on your fingertips so you have more room. It's not fairly possible for me. But you can use your hands, use your toes to get you where you need to be. And then we're going to do the little forward split. Trying to keep your knees over your heels and not over your toes. Maybe hold that last one for just a minute looking up. I can't remember to look up either. And then you can get that left foot back, whatever way works for you. And child's pose. This is a good time to have your pillows and your blankets. Always have blankets or pillows around you. I use all shapes. If that feels better to get your hips, to put the pillow underneath. This is a true resting pose. It's also a very great stretching pose. On your next inhale, just walk up. After you do that first lunge, it's down dog. And then we're going to work on the plank. So you're going to come from down dog to a plank. This is a plank. This is a plank. So we're going to come back from here into a plank. And then back to child's pose. We'll work on the standing from the forward fold next time, because we did stand up a couple times with the knees bent. Oh, these poses get everything, well, gets easier, and then it gets harder too, because the more advanced you become, the more you can get into things and hold things longer. So it gets easier and harder all at the same time, right? That's 5. And now we're just going to go back into the quiet part of our yoga practice, into the yin. We're going to do some back twists, especially today. That's where we carry a lot of our stress, is our hips and our back. So we'll do some of those today. So if you'll just come to lying down, hands overhead. And then you can bring your arms out straight to the side, or in a cactus arm, so the bent elbow at a 90-degree angle. If this is good for you, you can just twist yourself over to the right, your knees over to the right, or you can lift your legs into tabletop and let them fall over to the right. And if you can, look over your opposite shoulder. And we're going to stay there for a few minutes. This should feel good and not painful in any way. If it is, you can bring your legs straight out a little more and see if you can twist them, or even just let one leg fall and look the other way. Relaxing your body as you exhale, seeing if gravity can pull you down just a little bit further. You're not going to use any muscles to pull yourself down. This is about letting go. On that long exhale, you should feel one more muscle in your body just relax. Inhale, exhale, bring your body back to center. This will give you take a minute here maybe to lift your hips and your back to get back in straight alignment. Ooh. Bring your arms up over your head for a little stretch. And then when you're ready, we'll bring those arms back out straight, or cactus arms. And then on an exhale, just let those legs fall over to the other side. You can bring them in tabletop for a little bit more of a stretch. Looking over the opposite hand. I like to rest my hand on top of my leg, not pulling it down, just resting it there. For me, it makes it just a little bit easier for my legs to stay there without using the muscles to keep them there. As you slowly exhale, let one more muscle relax. I just felt the muscles in my fingers relax. Making sure especially that your shoulders are relaxed. We don't want our shoulders up by our ears. On the next inhale, take a deep inhale. And on an exhale, come back to center. Get your body alignment straight again. We can put our feet all the way out, lift our arms for a really nice stretch. And then from here, we're gonna do Bananasana. It's really a name. We're gonna take keep our hands and our feet together as much as possible, and then slowly work your hands and your top of your body to the right so that you're coming at an angle. And then we're gonna see our feet. Sorry, I have things everywhere. Over to the side so that your body is gonna look like a banana, a C, with your hands and your feet over onto the right side. And try to keep your hands and feet together. I know you can get definitely more of a C if you bring one out. You should feel a stretch down the left side of your body, the outside of the banana. Inhale, and as you exhale, come back straight. Get your body alignment back straight and comfortable. Little stretch, and then start working your feet and your hands towards the left. It's usually, I like to start with my upper body. Just kind of move it over, and then bring your legs. If you notice that you can't get the outside of your outside leg to touch your inside leg, you may have gone just a little too far. It's not a big stretch. Inhale. Exhale, come back straight. Let's get our body alignment again. You might have to lift your hips up. And you can bring your arms down to your side. And we're going to bring our feet to the ground bent. And then we're just going to let them fall open. I'm going to bring my legs up. I'm not asking you to do that. See if you can put the soles of your feet together. And then just let them come down as far as they can. If it's a little too much, you can always put a pillow under for support. You can have your legs in as close to you or maybe more far away. If you can reach your hands, maybe you need a little more pressure right here. We're not going to push down on our legs. We're just going to have our hands resting there, if that's where you want to be. But remember, as you exhale, we're going to relax one more muscle. Relaxing your hip muscles and your thigh muscles are very important here to get a stretch. This is a nice pose to do before you go to bed at night. Relax your lower back. We don't want to see any, I don't know if you can see any arching in the back. Inhale. Exhale, bring your legs back together. You need to use your arms. You can bring your feet further away from each other. Make sure your hips and your shoulders, your spine, your head are aligned. And we're going to take our right leg, wrap our hands around the back of the thighs, and straighten it and see if you can get a hamstring stretch here. You can have your hands here, here. You can grab your feet. You do not want to hold on to the back of your knees. When you're here, you want to also relax, making sure there's not an arch in your lower back. If you're arching too much, you may be pulling too hard. If you need to have your knee bent, that's perfectly okay. Just remember, as you exhale, you want to relax another muscle. This is one where your shoulders may tense up. So as you exhale, see if you can just let them go. Inhale. Exhale, you can lower the leg back to the ground. You might want to take your feet a little wider and let your knees fall to one side and the other for a windshield wiper to release those muscles there. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to position. Your feet will need to be, a little closer together. And then we'll take your left leg up into the air. This side is always going to be more tight for me. And that's okay. You can grab, just don't grab behind your knee. Ooh. This side is a little tougher for me, so I want to tense the muscles, but I'm not going to. As I exhale, I'm gonna try to let them go a little bit. If you're feeling your muscles really tensing up when you're doing this, you're probably just trying to get your leg too high. Inhale, exhale that leg back down. If you want another windshield wiper, and then back to center. We're going to take our right leg again, and we're just going to cross the ankle over the leg. You want it just on the other side of the knee. And if this feels like a good hip stretch for you, you can stay here, or you can bring your hands through your legs for the outside of your thigh or around your shin. And you can give yourself a gentle pull on this one if arms straight is not quite enough for you. You can pull in, and you can keep those arm muscles tensed, but just try as you exhale to let go of the hip muscles and the ankle muscles and the toes. Exhale, let go of the muscles in your back. That lower back should be flat on the ground. Inhale, exhale, release your feet back to the ground. If you want to stretch that right leg out straight, or windshield wiper, whichever one feels the best to you. And then we're going to bring them back together and do the other side. So take your left leg, cross it over your right ankle. You don't want your foot on your knee. You want it just below your ankle. And then if this feels good to you, you can stay here or wrap your hands on the outside of your thigh, the back of your thigh, making sure to keep that back flat, or you can reach around and grab your shin. You'll always have one side that's tighter than the other, feels different, and that's normal. I mean, every limb is different from the other limb. Exhaling, releasing those muscles in the knees and in the ankles. Remembering that peace that we brought to the beginning of our practice today. Inhale. Exhale, release. Straighten that leg. That feels really good to me. Or windshield wiper. Do any last movements you want to do before Tadasana. You want to roll out those ankles, those wrists. Stretch. Oh, anything that feels good that can get you, help get you still. And then when you're ready, we want to have, good alignment in this also. Just let your feet fall out however they do. Your palms are face up. You need to bring your shoulders under a little bit, maybe. Move your head to find a way to get comfortable. Closing your eyes. We're not going to think about our breath. It's going to be a natural breath. Make your first intentional movement a deep breath in and exhale. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. You want to lift your arms up overhead for a stretch. Rolling over to whichever side is better for you. Making a pillow with your hands. Pausing before you push yourself up into your comfortable seat again. From here, we're going to come back to our candle and to the peace that we were bringing with us to this practice today. Just sit with it for just a second. Now bringing our hands to heart center. Thank you for being here today. And I would like for all of us to say peace together. Inhale, peace.